and it is time to now kick off the Grand Finals weekend. Welcome back, everybody, to the Oswald Cup 2022. I'm fieryrage, going to be joined by Doomsday here for this Losers Grand Finals match between Germany and the United States. The Grand Finals for the previous 2 years now happening in the Losers Grand Finals. That means one of these teams will be eliminated as we go into the Grand Finals against South Korea. Doomsday, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I wonder how many people had this on their bingo card. It just seems like Germany versus the United States is, this era's El Clasico in the OWC. The two titans that year on year are always tipped to be the top two. Maybe a couple other teams sneaking in, but these are the two teams you think of as the giants of the Oswald Cup. But one of these two teams are going out before getting to that final, and you can bet your bottom dollar that they haven't left anything to chance. These two teams know each other so well, even with all the new players on both sides, especially on the side of the US. These two know exactly what they're getting into here, and it's gonna be electric.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. It's always a pleasure to see Germany play the United States. Having been a part of the United States team twice, it has been nerve-wracking, to say the very least, and I imagine it's not any different, especially for the new players on the United States, or in Germany for that matter. It is just... playing in an OWC Grand Finals is just... you can't really replicate the nerves you get from that.
Absolutely
can't
not.
Really... it's just, you can't, go anywhere with that.
It's, like I say, it's the big time. It's the biggest prize in OSU, competitive OSU tournaments. This is it. This is what every tournament player lurking around the scene, where it's where they want to be. And really, these two teams, with their pedigree, will not want to be going out in third place. That is an underperformance for both of these two. I mean, it goes without saying, and especially the United States. There is so much pressure on this US team to not lose here, because it would, it'd be the first final since 2014 that didn't involve the US, if I'm not mistaken. It has been a long time of just complete domination from this US team in terms of the top two, and Germany know exactly what's up here.
You are correct. The only other time the USA didn't get first place was in 2017, but they still did make the Grand Finals. So it'd be the first time since 2014 that they don't make the Grand Finals if they lose here. It's really hard to overstate just how dominant the United States has been for the past, nearly 7 years now. It is quite frankly incredible. But nonetheless, we got the players in the lobby. We can get underway now with the match itself. United States getting first ban, and it's immediately a no mod 1 ban.
Whoop.
On the side of the United States.
I see that one coming, to be honest. Germany are one of the very few teams that actually like no mod 1. They've picked it a few times, and they're consistently good on them. So that ban makes complete sense to me.
Hidden 2 ban from Germany. It's going to be following that up, as well as a free mod 4 ban. Banning out the reading map and the... I'm not really sure how to describe free mod 4, to be honest. I guess kinda rhythm-oriented map?
It's wacky.
It's very wacky. That is to say the least. DT1 ban from the United States. Just wanting to ban out the generic AIM maps. That does leave 2 of the AIM maps still open. Well, 3 technically, but I imagine Germany is probably going to be picking into those at some point during this match. The United States, on the other hand, seeing the hidden 2 ban, I would not be too surprised to see them go for free mod 3 here. But they also have a incredibly strong speed roster, and pretty much all the speed maps are remained open now.
The control bans from Germany do telegraph that a lot of those control maps are going to be pretty spooky for them, and I think there's more to work with in terms of that than there is just raw aim stuff. So, the US straight away are going to be tempted by things like, that free mod 3, Windtails. And of course, any of that speed. They love their speed. They go into it all the time. They are so hard to beat on the speed, even for Germany, who have been one of the best teams in that skill set historically, like it themselves.
Not going to be the speed for the first pick. It's going to be the ill custom song, No Mod 5. Quite... I guess the best way to describe this is somewhat rhythm-oriented. There's a couple of weird, wacky rhythms here and there, but this is more a pattern and reading-oriented map than anything, I'd say.
I'd agree with you there. It's one of those weird maps where the rhythm never really sits still, but the spacing is even more irregular. So many tricky snapping patterns in this, in patterns that just have long streams of circles with all sorts of spacing shapes you have to micro move to. Full bore control map this, and it's exactly what the US have always liked. Over the course of many years, they've always been the go-to team when it comes to this super gimmick map in grand finals, and I'm surprised, well, not surprised, they're going straight into this over something like speed, because they're always good on this in grand finals.
Yeah, any gimmick map, or any hardcore gimmick map, you can pretty much count the United States on getting a pretty solid score on. You have gimmick players like Taquito, Fancy, very confident in these sorts of types of maps. Utami, obviously, the well-rounder for the United States team. Germany not to be counted out either, though. You got WhiteCat and Criller, probably two of the best players on the German side, and more than capable of putting up some insane scores on this map. It's going to be followed up with Okinamo and Shark. See how they can perform on the first pick, United States.
And the what lineups these two have, with the ludicrous level of difficulty now at grand finals, it only takes one player to turn the tide on pretty much any map. And these two teams have individuals that have been unstoppable this year. But one of these two teams are going out, Fiery. Who's it gonna be? Here we go.
Slow beginning on this map. Not much to really say for the first, I'd say, 200 combo on this. And then, after that point, is when things start getting a bit wacky. See how many people start missing here.
There's a few. 2 on the side of Germany, just 1 on the side of the US early on. Ooh, quite a few breaks from those players that broke, but everyone else holding.
There's a combo advantage to the side of the United States, just off of 3 FCs and the nice recovery from Boshiman. Criller and WhiteCat still holding onto the FCs, but Okinamo and Shark just not having the greatest of times playing this map right now. Meanwhile, the United States, pretty much no issue from 3 FCs coming from them. Fancy will be dropping one of them, but it's not going to be the end of the world since Okinamo and Shark. Okay, well that's going to matter a bit more. Utami slider breaking is going to keep things relatively close here. 2 FCs now to just none on the side of the United States. Taquito going to be dropping, and it's just WhiteCat and Criller holding on to combos now. Now just WhiteCat. As we get into the last fourth of the map, there are no combos on the side of the United States, and it's going to be shifting over immediately to Germany just off this performance from WhiteCat alone. As we get into the final section of this map, WhiteCat misses. This could get very disastrous for the German side, but at the same time, he's just not looking to. And I think he's just... It's so close, but I think he just barely managed to give Germany the point just off that FC alone.
That's just
and
ridiculous.
That's what you were talking about. That's what you were talking about. Criller and WhiteCat, the only 2 players on the German side above 300k on that map, and yet they still won the point.
Yep, Criller and WhiteCat just getting the carry pants on for that. That was a ludicrous performance from both of them. And Criller had like 98+% AC for the vast majority of that, which is just insane. What a performance from those two to start this one off.
And that's what you were expecting. That's what you were expecting the German side to do. You wanted to see WhiteCat and Criller go in and just start popping off. That's what we haven't really seen in the finals weekend. So seeing that as the first pick is definitely a huge confidence booster for Germany as they go right into Nomad 2.
Get stuck into something that they have players that are going to be super comfortable with. They're not going to be too afraid of dealing with some streamy boys here, even at Grand Finals. So it's a good map to try and settle down and try and bank this break point here. God, that's such a huge point though. USA losing the gimmick no mod is a rare occurrence. But it took a ridiculous performance to do it, and that's what Germany had. But we can't count out the US on anything, and they have a crazy tapping roster themselves that's slowly getting assembled here now.
Yeah. Germany traditionally has been the absolute powerhouse when it comes to tapping. The United States, especially this year, have just been incredible on some of these tapping-oriented maps. Nomad 2s have been a bit shaky, granted, but any other tapping-oriented map has been quite dominant for them overall throughout the course of the tournament. See if Germany can pull together their performance from previous years, get some insane scores on this Nomad 2. Obviously looking towards WhiteCat, one of the best Nomad 2 players around, Utami as well on the side of the United States. We'll see what happens. 210 BPM on this one. 8 stars.
That's a lot.
Or, well, almost 8 stars.
That's pretty quick. That's definitely getting up to the higher echelons of, Mod 2 stream maps. And it's another custom song as well. Another OS original by Raimukun. Thank you very much for the great tune. Some lovely art core. Definitely fitting of the tense occasion, this tune. These two titans clashing. Germany looking to bank an early break point here.
This map really doesn't let up in terms of the difficulty. You can pretty much miss on everything in this map. As I say that, obviously, WhiteCat actually going to be dropping an early miss, as well as aimbot cone. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's the very beginning of the map. Plenty of time for it to be traded out, as Monko does for one of them. Getting used to the map as a whole. Seems like everyone's got their footing in it now. Sawada going to be doing the tactical Sawada miss. Slider break on, I don't even know what that was. Okinamo trades it, so it is still combo advantage on the side of the United States here. 2 FCs to just the 1 on Smarty.
Just watching for those miss aims. Accuracy is looking really good across the board, as you'd expect. Here comes some of those accelerations now, and those little spacing changes. Smarty gets eaten up by one of those. The FC is down for Germany.
Okinamo also having a huge chain miss. Rectigon going to be dropping. Monko and Utami holding on to the combos now on the United States. It's just WhiteCat on the side of Germany. If the 2 combos on the United States drop, this could get dicey. Monko drops one of them, but Utami still holding on to the FC. Sawada with a nice recovery as well. Rest of Germany just unfortunately not really having a nice time trying to recover combo on this.
Section is so brutal for them.
Yeah, about a fourth of the map remaining, and Sawada and Utami are just going to town on this, not having any issues whatsoever. WhiteCat is doing all he can, 99.4% from him, but it's just not enough for the team to really recover this. Utami's going to be finally missing at the end, but too little, too late. Well as Sawada. It's not going to matter. And WhiteCat dropping the only combo is going to secure this point for the United States. 2 break points back to back.
The ending of that, it just takes no prisoners. It claimed pretty much everyone there. Utami and WhiteCat just having a ridiculous performance again. Utami with that 1 miss right at the end. It's ludicrous stuff, but the team performance from the US getting the job done, really. Germany as a team kind of struggling on that one, with the exception of WhiteCat. Unfortunate for them, but we are back square 1-1.
Probably gives some indication to the United States it's probably a good idea to start picking into the tapping. Something I never thought I'd say ever against Germany, but the United States actually have a pretty solid chance on DT2 and DT3, I'd say. Fremont 2 might be a bit more dicey, but those two double times, I think, are very strong picks for the United States, and I would not be surprised to see them go for that. I still have Fremont 3 as well. Considering the hidden 2 ban from Germany, that would also be a relatively okay pick.
There are quite a few things they can dig into, the US. A lot of the pool does look pretty good for them. As this match goes on, if trades keep happening, I do wonder whether Germany might start running out of picks as this goes on, but with it being early days, they should still have some good choices, and the US certainly have a lot.
I think Germany still have pretty solid picks in Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, and Free Mod 1, so that's at the very least 3 picks from them. I think as well as that, No Mod 3 would be pretty good. But other than that, everything else is just really toss-up tier or favorite to the United States.
I guess the question that decides that will be how the first few maps go, how the confidence is. Hard Rock 2 is going to be the choice from the US. The Rabbit House, OS original, going for all the custom songs today.
Kind of interested to see this pick, but not too surprised, all things considered. USA has been wanting to pick the precision maps early on, whether that's just because they want to get the precision picks out of the way and not have to worry about nerves. Who knows? But they have been opting to pick these in the first few maps of the match. Obviously, we have to talk about the Hard Rock 2 curse, though, as people are calling it. Whenever a team picks Hard Rock 2, it seems like the enemy team always gets a breakpoint on these types of maps.
Getting a bit overconfident, thinking, yeah, we're gonna challenge them, we're gonna make them feel the shakes, and it doesn't work out. Yeah, we've seen it quite a few times. But the US is no ordinary team. I trust they've done their research going into this pick. And Hard Rock 2 is something both these two teams play a lot. They've played it every single round for the last 3. So they are no strangers to this year. Same rosters though, I wonder, from last time, or are they going to be changing things up for this one? It's a different sort of map to last week's small circle size Hard Rock. That one was more pure aim. This one has a lot more control, with spaced bursts and kick sliders and things like that. Got a bit of a tech edge on very small circle size.
I imagine we're going to be seeing maybe Sharkin as the last player for Germany. I'm not entirely sure, granted, but I think that'd probably be the most likely. Definitely not Okinamo. Rising, okay, that makes sense.
That's Rising, okay. Rising does play some of the Hard Rock picks. Depends on what style. Didn't play the Hard Rock 2 last time, but he did play the control-based Hard Rock, so... yeah, makes sense. It's what they've been doing.
Meanwhile, on the side, the United States, Decton going to be giving his first performance of the Grand Finals here. See how he performs on this CS almost 7 map.
It's small. This is extreme precision. Anything below CS5 is kind of rare in tourney. It's nice to see. Yeah, nice to see it. Kind of wish more tournaments would do that.
A lot of places for people to miss on this map. Precision in general has always been a pretty dicey pick to go for in tournament, because it takes a while to get used to, and we're seeing that in droves right now as we get a lot of early misses from everyone on the United States side, as well as everyone on the German side. No one's having a really fun time right now, actually.
Hey, map's hard.
Getting used to the map. And it is also the fact that this map is really brutal, all things considered. It will be a combo advantage towards the United States off Rectigon and Utami. There goes Utami. Rectigon now the only combo remaining. Pretty much in the lobby. Criller has a somewhat built-up combo, but it is... Oh, well, there goes Criller. It is literally just Rectigon now.
One of the players to watch when it comes to Hard Rock is definitely showing up here. But it's so early on, this map's long enough, and players have time to try and, you know, stop the chaos here. That's what it's been. Oh my goodness.
God, everyone is missing on these 1/3 patterns. Rectigon drops the high combo as well. Decatin is there to support it, so not going to be the end of the world. 100k point difference still in favor of the United States. There's just no combo on the side of Germany to counteract that. Deca will be dropping, but Germany needs to start building up some massive combos right now if they want to take this point back, and it is not looking likely for them.
It seems like the US are just able to get that little bit more combo on their players before they get the drops. Germany really struggling to get anything going here, but the US equally struggling, but they've constantly had that little bit more this entire map so far. Entering the final quarter, it's still only 200k, you know. But US have some big combos now on Fancy and Rectigon.
Yeah, with a fourth of the map remaining, and with not really any combo on the side of Germany, this is looking to be a pretty secure win for the United States. WhiteCat is getting a pretty pop-off ending here, but too little too late, unfortunately.
Busts, man. The angles they take, incredibly nasty on a one try.
Yeah, this map is really brutal in case the scores are like not clear enough about that. I just wanna point that out. The highest score is a 421k coming out from Rectigon. Very, very hard map, to put it lightly. But it will be the United States taking advantage of their general depth of their roster to win that point.
The curse is lifted this time. USA going to take that one. See, this team is built different. The curse just doesn't work on them. They will back the Hard Rock too, after picking it themselves. That's a rarity.
Germany to follow up with their next pick. As I said, pretty much any of the remaining 1 picks, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, Free Mod 1, I think would be good for them. No Mod 3 is potentially, as well, good for them. I could possibly see them picking into Hard Rock 3, but I think everything else outside of that we're probably not going to be seeing Germany pick into.
Definitely expecting the aim next. Something to try and steady the ship. They went into the No Mod 2, didn't quite work out. Going to another comfy pick to try and stop the tide, but they're going to mix it up again. Hidden, coming from Germany, that's not something you see too often.
This isn't all too surprising, granted, as Germany has been strong on Hidden 3, and this is more akin to the Devious Panda map from 2020. I'm forgetting the Critical Cannonball.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. This map is pretty much a sequel to that, and Germany did take that point, but that was off some incredible performances from players that are not really on the roster anymore. I'm not too sure if the new players would be able to replicate that, especially as this map is quite a lot harder in comparison. And the United States have also improved their hidden roster in droves. It's kind of a toss-up pick for Germany to be picking into.
I'm still too used to Germany not really being too much into Hidden, but that's certainly not the case anymore. Players like Shark brought on fills the gaps on Hidden very nicely for Team Germany. And the US, they can pick and choose their Hidden players. Of course, they got Taquito, they got Fancy back in. Boshi Man for any of these gimmick maps is a really nice main on these sort of things. But with it being quite flow-aim heavy, at times, especially near the end, it does play into the stream side of things for Team Germany. It is interesting to see them pick it into the US, though. Again, it's another one that I would have eyed up for the US, but, well, they know better than I. Of course, it goes without saying. It's another OS original by Sephid. Yeah, the sequel to Critical Cannonball, but this was made for this match. Again, thank you very much, Sephid. I do quite like this tune, actually. This is a jammer.
We've only been picking into OS originals this entire match so far, actually.
It's handy. I think one of them got missed last week. They're trying to make up for some lost time here.
Well, who could blame them, I guess. Yep. Getting into Hidden 3. Already see some misses right out of the gate for Okinamo, Takedo, and Bashi. 3 minutes long on this map, so early misses like that, not going to be the end of the world. But you can sort of see what this map is going to be just off the first beginning few notes. Really tech-oriented, a lot of cut streams at 190 BPM make this very brutal to combo consistently. Right now, it seems like Germany actually having a better time here. WhiteCat and Criller, as well as Okinamo, holding on to the combos. Meanwhile, in the United States, literally only Utami now with her combo remaining. Okinamo will trade one of the high combos, but it's still Criller and WhiteCat to hold on strong, and they are going to need to.
You don't stop. Going into some more of like a slider tech section, I think, coming up here. Before we get into more streams. And it's going to suit those 2 combos on Team Germany. It's up to Utami to haul his team back here.
Combo from Utami is the only reason the United States is still really in contention for this pick, getting into the halfway point of the map. Those 2 FCs on the German side drop. This gets very, very scary. It's not a huge score gap by any means, just under 100k.
Not at all.
We'll be growing slightly, all things considered, as we continue with these high combos, but
these streams coming up. Note locks here, dropping a whole stream costs you so much score. It can switch over in a flash if one of those big combos, or any of them, drop a huge stream. They got WhiteCat.
That is not what you want to see from WhiteCat. Criller still holding onto the FC to counter Utami. Luckily, there is not any high combos outside of Utami on the side of the United States, but Criller dropping the FC is going to be giving the United States the chance of a lifetime now. Last fourth of the map, can Utami hold the FC and bring this back to the United States as we get into the hardest section of the map here? He is going in, and it's going to shift over to the United States at the very end here. What is Utami doing?
What is Utami doing right now? He's still going.
He's going in!
Is going off, but Utami is going in.
This guy plays hidden! And just like that, the United States, just solely off that Utami combo, have secured themselves a breakpoint 3-1.
One of these plays is not like the others. Utami, the second coming, what a play, what a carry. It's another breakpoint, and it's all on Utami with that ridiculous one misplay. Wow.
Criller also 98.85%. Just unfortunate misses in the last half, but quite insane performance from Utami, obviously. Criller and WhiteCat trying their best, but it's not going to be enough against the one-man army in Utami, and it's going to be free mod 3 follow-up for the United States.
Instant.
We're talking about this, so.
It's the ktgster special, as they say. Small circle size, very small circle size. CS 5.5. And AR 8.2 on some completely unhinged low BPM stream patterns in this. There's no other word for it. This map is completely unhinged, and any mod going on this is not a good time. But thankfully we have professionals in the lobby, so I'm sure they'll make that look like a joke. But even so, who goes on what for this?
Honestly, I imagine whoever goes hidden on this is just not really going to have a fun time and is most likely going to tank. I think that's what most players are probably thinking. It's just, let's have somebody on the hidden mod to tank this, and then put our best players on no mod, and then if you have somebody comfortable on Hard Rock, put them on Hard Rock. Rectigon, obviously going to be the Hard Rock player for the United States. I actually would think WhiteCat might be the Hard Rock player on Germany. I could be entirely wrong on that, and it could be Smarty instead, though.
It could be. WhiteCat does go a lot of no mod on these lower approach rate maps, though. Usually put him on the safer mod. He's a bit more comfy, but it could be, considering how hard this pool is. But, yeah. I'm thinking it might be on Smarty or possibly Criller to just take that tank mod, because that's what they tend to do. Smarty's had some very good performances on small CS, so he could do something here.
I think Smarty Hard Rock, Okinamo hidden, and then we'll have Bashi hidden, Rectigon Hard Rock on the United States, everyone else taking no mod. I think they're going to want to take Criller and WhiteCat on no mod, all things considered, as Criller maybe swaps out. Okay, Rising in place of Criller on this.
That's a last minute swap. Some last minute discussions happening there. Rising coming in again for, well, he could be taking the Hard Rock because he came in for the previous small CS. We'll see.
It would be an overmod from Germany if they decide to do that.
Oh, wait, is that... Rising doesn't have no fail, I don't think. Hang on. Maybe that was a client bug.
Nope, he doesn't have no fail.
Okay.
It's okay, we're back to 2017. We don't need no fail anymore. This map does have potential to fail, if I remember correctly, so I'm not too sure that's going to matter, because I think we'll just count the score regardless, but...
Yeah, I think it's inconsequential. Anyways, here we go. Picked by the US. Omega gimmick.
Yeah, mod combos are what we expected, though. And, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Hidden players are just not going to have a fun time on this, straight up. And we're already kind of seeing that. Meanwhile, though, Utami and Rectigon are going to be dropping on the side of the United States. WhiteCat and Smarty still holding on. WhiteCat will be dropping. It's just Smarty now with the high combo countering Fancy on the no mod. To get into the first hard part of the map here. Continuous streams for about a minute.
It just doesn't stop. It just goes on and on and on. Smarty with the break there. The FC's down. Unfortunate break. Looking at that, he recovered nicely. It's Fancy now with that 500 combo on that no mod.
He's looking very confident on this. Not really wanting to give Germany any way back into this. And, well, I'm going to be dropping the combo there, but Germany just doesn't have any combo to really take capitalize off that. It's Rectigon with the highest combo in the lobby now, with a 99% on Hard Rock. Smarty as well, with 99%. Hard Rock players casually getting the best stack in the lobby.
How does that work? OD10's that strong. I'm sorry, AR10's that strong. And Rectigon just doing Rectigon things now. The rocket ship is launched here for the US.
Yeah, this is a very dominant pick.
Yeah.
On the side of the United States. Not really too much to say. 400k in the lead. Will get kind of dicey at the end here, but with Fancy countering WhiteCat's combo, he'll safely secure this point for the United States. Now up 4-1, and this is getting a bit out of hand for Germany.
It's a tough start for them, but it's the perfect start for the US, especially after losing that first pick. They're going up the gears now, and they've got all the momentum. You mentioned about the hidden players. They did everything they could, but this is so hard on hidden. But the Hard Rock players making it look like it was designed for the mod. Smarty and Rectigon right there. Those are some great scores from those two.
Yeah, that map is not friendly with hidden. If you get above like 300k on that with hidden, you are the best player in the game. That map is so hard. It's not even funny. Anyway, Germany follow up with the next pick.
Yeah, with this, they can still turn the tide here, but you think they gotta choose very wisely here. A loss here could spell disaster for them. They've got the aim. Nightmare Party, Hard Rock 1. They do like those. Maybe they could be tempted by a No Mod 3 as well, which has been decent for them, but that seems like a dodgy thing into the US. But a couple options there to try and get their strongest players on picks that are comfortable for them. But they gotta be careful. The US will pounce if Germany drop this, you think?
Wouldn't necessarily say Germany is out of it if they lose this next point, but No Mod 4 on the side of Germany is not what I expected. The United States, very well versed in tech. Obviously Germany as well on the side of WhiteCat and criller. Those two players in general on Germany have the potential to just pop off an FC this map. So not too surprising to see Germany pick into this, all things considered, but
it seems like the perfect map for some of Germany's key carries to do some damage on their own.
It is just somewhat surprising to see this, as the United States, I think, has a more general, well-rounded tech roster in comparison to Germany, so they must be really banking on WhiteCat and criller to do some damage on this map.
Right. I mean, players like Shark can definitely do really well on these No Mod 4s as well. You haven't seen too much of it from Germany in the late stages of this tournament, so it's a bit of a different one, so there's not too much info from this tournament to really look at that. I would agree, though, that the US have a 4-person roster that should be very nice on this, you think. That 4-player roster is going to be hard to beat. But this map is tough, it's intense. It's a tech map that's 7.7 stars, for crying out loud. And it's Halgoh, so you get those ridiculous slider patterns and little cut stream patterns throughout this one.
This is probably
nasty.
This is probably one of the hardest maps in the pool. I feel confident in saying that. Custom song as well from DJ Raisei. You'll see what we mean by when I say this map is hard as we get into it. I really am going to be surprised if we see a score higher than, I'd say, 600k on this, because this map just, it starts and then it never stops, and it's pretty much consistently an 8-star map. Let's put it that way.
Essentially. And you even have some pretty spicy streams near the end of this as well, just to give you something else to worry about. And, streams, Germany, they like them. They did
lose No Mod too, though. You have to keep that in mind.
Oh, well, they did, but usually they like them.
Players to watch out for. WhiteCat criller on the side of Germany, obviously. Watching out for fancy Taquito, namely, on the side of the United States. Utami also more than capable of putting up a really nice score on this. Everyone on the German side breaking in the early stages of the map. 3 FCs still on the side of the United States. It is going to matter quite a bit, as this map is only 2 minutes long, so these early combos will be giving a pretty sizable advantage to the US. Everyone is breaking, though. Decatan the only FC remaining, and I imagine that's probably not going to be the case for long. Shark tries to counteract that high combo from Decatan.
I don't doubt Decatan, though, but yeah, as this goes on, it's just more and more that score is looking so much bigger. But how long does it last? Germany losing big combos. Shark drops 400 combo.
This is a crazy performance from Decatan. It's going to be slider breaking finally, but that was a crazy combo to hold during that section. Now Utami and criller battling it out with the highest combos. Slight combo advantage to the side of Germany, but it's already a 200k point lead for the United States. It's going to have to take pretty much WhiteCat and criller FCing the rest of this map and Utami breaking pretty much right now in order for Germany to get back into this map. If either one of those two don't happen, actually, Utami might not even need to miss. Score lead is shifting very slowly, granted, but it is shifting. With the repeated misses from Smarty and Shark, it's gonna just be out of reach, I think.
Again, Utami holding the fort. He doesn't get the break, though. 200k, the ending drop. Is there enough time? So much score lost there by the US. Is there enough time?
I don't think there is, and Criller missing at the very end is not going to help things at all. But even if Criller didn't miss, I think it would have been barely a United States point by about 30k.
Yeah, looks like it. But some of those note locks there on the US, the score shifting in huge chunks at the end there, threatened to go over, but not quite. It's another break point for the US, and they are 5-1 up here with the next pick in tow.
One miss with Shark as well.
That's kind of ridiculous. I think there was a couple slider breaks in there, though. But nevertheless...
Well, yeah, obviously. The hard part of the map is sliders, but nonetheless, one miss on that is still incredible, all things considered. Accuracy from WhiteCat especially, just absurd, all things considered. But the United States, following up with their next pick, looking to get a early match point here, up 5-1. Germany looking down the barrel right now. It's not looking too good for them.
They have at least one more pick to try and make things happen here, but the US can guarantee a match point if they choose wisely. They still have a lot of speed open all over the pool. They still have a little bit of control in the likes of DT4, which could become useful. Or Hard Rock 3 maybe. You were talking about that earlier as a possible thing for Germany, but I don't think US would be too afraid of that.
Honestly, what would surprise me more at this rate is the United States picking into one of the one maps, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, Free Mod 1.
Yeah, that would blow my mind, to be honest. That'd be just handing over a lifeline, I think, honestly.
Yeah, there's DT2. After No Mod 2, not really too surprised to see this. This is all tapping. Quite literally all tapping on this pick.
It's literally all there is to this. Dada cooking up some left-hand soup. 231 BPM streams and nothing but streams. It's a good old stream practice map almost. And it is intense. Don't let the star rating fool you. It's not even 7 stars with DT. I have no idea how that's happened. It is intense on the tapping.
If you've ever played the Castellan Love map now, I believe, Midorigo Queen Bee, just imagine that, but with slightly longer streams. Especially as we get towards the ending. The ending of this map is just insane in the stamina requirement.
Now, Germany, do you like their speed as well? You were talking about it earlier, how maybe their speed roster isn't quite as OP as it once was. It's still very good, though. But the US's speed team is second to none. So it's going to be a case of a very good team facing a unstoppable team when it comes to speed. Still not too much in it, though, and the odd miss can swing things, but this being all tapping, the chances of odd misses from aim is kind of low on this for your speed mains.
Yeah, there's not really much aim requirement on this. CS 3.2, so very high circle size. Pretty much all exclusive to whether or not you have the stamina to be able to play this. I believe 230 BPM, which is non-stop streams. On the side of the United States, looking towards Sawada and Utami to pop off on this one. Rekigan as well, more than capable of putting up a high score on this. Side of Germany, Okinamo, Rising, your two standout speed players from Germany remaining on the roster. Aimbot Cone also brought in as the new player for the speed roster. And then I had WhiteCat kind of filling for this, I'd imagine. Not really something he's terribly confident on, but more than capable of at least getting a half-decent score on.
You know, with it not being particularly too high BPM, it should be reasonable. But filling on this against the US seems a bit of a scary prospect to me. We'll see how this plays out, though. To get Monko back in as well. Gramps for the US, doing his bit here.
Early miss from WhiteCat. Not going to be traded out by anyone on the side of the United States. AC advantage is in favor of Germany for now. Never mind, there goes that.
God, no. There's only one FC left, and it's Aimbot Cone, the new player. for Team Germany. 2 FC, or 1 FC and a high combo for the US. Still relatively close, but it is with Team Blue here.
Yeah, it's the new players, actually, holding on to the combos here. Sawada and Aimbot Cone battling it out. Aimbot Cone with a ridiculous 99.3, dropping a bit now, but it's going to be keeping things close here. Rectigon with the supporting combo will give the United States the slight advantage they need as we get into literally non-stop bursts. And not really many people having issues with that, all things considered.
It's the break. They see it. They see where it stands. We'll see how these new players can deal with the pressure of carrying.
Will we see the certified Sawada miss on thin air? Has been the theme for a lot of Sawada's points. And if that happens, then Germany is pretty much given a very important lifeline here. Aimbot Cone dropping the FC is not going to help that at all, though.
That's so massive now. They can really take this away. 2 big combos on US. Storming into the lead here as we get past the halfway point. 2 combos on the Germany can bring it back, but there is so much on Team US now. 2 players can haul this one home.
The amount of stamina that is required for this is non-stop streams at 230 BPM. And no one on the side of the United States is having problems. Everyone is holding on to a high combo right now. What is going on? Like, what is this? And this is the long stream. Here's the long streams. No issue. Rectigon and Monko dropping on that one, granted, but look at Sawada. Look at this man.
Oh, no.
How do you keep doing this, Sawada? What did you even miss? It's going to be enough for the United States to get match point, but my God.
Dude, Sawada's had his Weetabix this morning. He's had that good breakfast. He's feeling good. That's nearly 1 million on that. One miss, 98%? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, by far the highest stack in the lobby. Absolutely ridiculous performance from Sawada on that map. That is... I'm going to remain silent on that, Sawada. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, Sawada. You're going to have a fun time reviewing the VOD, I imagine. But yeah, Utami as well. Rectigon, pretty much everyone on the side of the United States just doing well on that. As kind of expected, they've been completely demolishing these tapping picks.
You gotta say, though, that the miscounts on Team Germany were pretty low as well. Aimbot Cone and okinamo with very low miscounts, just unfortunately chopping that combo up. That's how it goes. US with that consistency and that comfort overall, just looking better on that. They are on match point now. Team Germany with their possibly final pick, unless they pick well. Their picks haven't gone well.
DT3 and Fremont 2 are completely off the table for Germany. If they pick into those, then I feel like the United States has a very solid chance of winning 7-1. The rest of the maps are a bit more dicey, though. Pretty much everything outside of those 2 maps I can see Germany picking and doing reasonably well on. It's going to be Fremont 1.
Oh, right. So they're going into the jonathanlfj classic Falcom sound team. And yeah, this seems about right. It's time for some aim, Fiery. How does this go now?
Well, you have to think about it from German side. You have to win every single United States point from this point onwards, and there are still 2 tapping maps remaining in the pool. It is not really looking too good for Germany. They just want to really pad out the score, I'd say, at this point, considering how dominant the United States was on DT2. But who knows? Anything can happen.
We've seen crazier things happen in the OWC.
Neox coming in for the first time this grand final.
Key speed player for Team Germany, drafted in. Had an amazing performance in the 2020 final, I believe. back again on this very high-speed aim map.
Kind of surprised not to see Criller in for this, to be honest. I imagine Criller would be very confident on this on Hidden, but Germany definitely have the depth of their roster to be able to counteract that. It's going to be Okinamo on the Hidden, Neox on the Hard Rock, Taquito and Rectagon taking the obvious mods for them. Everyone else taking no mod.
It's Last Chance Saloon for Team Germany here. Trusting the aim with it, it's something they like a lot. Something the US don't really get stuck into too much on anything that isn't in the DT pool. They need it to work to start this comeback. We'll see how it goes.
No one having a fun time on that pattern on the side of Germany outside of WhiteCat. Taquito, Decatan, and Utami holding on strong with the combos on the side of the United States. Plenty of opportunity for those combos to still drop, however. 3 SSs remaining on the board. WhiteCat, Utami, and Taquito. Utami dropping it now, but still 2. Still pretty close, all things considered. Even with these high combos now from the United States. It's going to be a bit more of a gap, as I am really surprised, and no one on the United States is missing on some of these patterns.
Rock solid. The Hidden and the No mod. Preference mod for Taquito. I think it's the accuracy from Rectagon that's making this somewhat close, because it's down a little bit. Neox with that 98.6 on his Hard Rock. He's finding a couple breaks, though. USA are starting to get away. Halfway point here. Utami finds the break. That's big for the US. The gap is closing slightly.
Gonna need to be a miss from Decatan and Taquito as well, though. Halfway through the map, and they are still holding on strong to their combos. Decatan might as well be an FC. Just a very early miss 20 combo into the map. This is where Taquito could find a miss here on this flow aim Hidden. We'll see if that happens. Nope. 200k misses from Taquito and Decatan are pretty much the only chance Germany has to take this point back, and they're going to have to happen really soon in order for that to happen.
The window is closing here for Germany. US can smell the final. Decatan really showing up here in his debut here in the OWC. Taquito doing what we know he can do. 300k and climbing. WhiteCat can't do it on his own. Taquito finds a break. We are in the last 8th of the map now. Oh, Shark finds the break though. That's going to hurt. The combos are equalized. That has to be it, surely.
Decatan needed to miss there, I think, and even if he missed there, it's not going to be enough. The United States are going to be continuing on to their, I don't even know how many finals it's been at this point, grand finals. Since 2015, WhiteCat with the 1x100 FC on the no mod, by the way. Just not enough to counteract the 2 high combos on the side of the United States.
He did everything he could. But it is going to be at the end of Team Germany this year in OWC. They take 3rd place, and the United States, out of all the years they've had, this is by far their hardest year in a long time. In these late stages, they have been pushed all away, but they have bucked up and recovered amazingly, and through blood, sweat and tears, they have fought their way back into the grand final.